20 area nonprofits are making use of nearly $400,000 of CARES funding made available this fall through the South Central Community Action Program. As Benta Boutier reports, the aid is welcome as groups continue to meet increases in community need for services.
Inside New Hope for Families on Morton Street, kids in early learning programs play or lay down for a nap. The center's executive director, Emily Pike, says the federal aid that came through SCAP helped pay for basic operations.
People love to buy toys for us and things like that, but sometimes we need, much more basic things.
SCAP allocated $10,000 of federal relief to New Hope in September. The shelter used the money to buy a lawnmower and acoustic panels.
So in our old spaces, we just had a couple of push mowers, which made sense for what we were doing. We got a lot more space to mow out here.
The panels help soundproof offices and housing areas.
When we moved into the new space, we realized that some of our conference rooms sound carries too much. And so we were worried about the confidentiality of those rooms.
Pike says working with SCAP made the process of spending the money easier and less time-consuming. SCAP is also a nonprofit, so Pike said she didn't have to explain the need for basics and didn't have to go through a lengthy grant process. SCAP got about $580,000 of the $2.2 trillion CARES money to distribute. Some of that was spent earlier on SCAP operations and community needs. The remaining $400,000 is what got distributed.
So in all my years in working in the nonprofit field, I've never seen a package like this for the pandemic, for the CARES Act money.
A University of San Diego report says nonprofits see increased demand for services during national crisis.
Since the pandemic is that there are new people that haven't struggled before that are now struggling. People that did not expect to be in poverty, living with poverty.
Ryu added the ability to fill a need for local service providers was a good way to touch base and look to the future.
In talking to other community leaders, I feel like there's an energy to want to collaborate, to want to help those that we've been serving for years.
Girls Inc. of Monroe County received $20,000. Director of Operations Marissa Churchill says the money allowed them to make bigger purchases, like a refrigerator, that they'd been putting off. They also bought items to create a calm room for their facility.
Because all kids need a lot of love and attention and just TLC because their emotions are quite large right now.
It also put more resources into providing health programs.
We put on our list backup clothes, training bras, socks, underwear, toothbrushes, toothpaste, anything for their health essential for them to feel comfortable in this space if they were to ever need such items.
Pike and Rio both expressed the need for investment in infrastructure to support nonprofits and say they'll be watching for more nonpartisan action at the federal level.
But investments in the human resources that it takes to run these sorts of services, and investments in the very boring things that you need to make a building work. And those can be hard because that money gets spent and then you will need to do it again.
Nationally, the largest allocations of CARES money went to individuals, large corporations, and small businesses.
In those early pandemic days, those were not moments when friends and family felt safe opening their home to other people. And so we found more families who didn't have another option.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Benta Boutier.